Blog Talk Radio.
You're quite hostile.
I got a right to be hostile, man. My people been persecuted.
Revolution is not revenge, it's a crime.
I want the truth.
We have to dare to be different and dare to tell the truth.
We don't see the fire, but the house is burning.
Look up a book and feed your mind.
Took over.
How are the people saying? You are a deceived people. Nobody else can do this for us.
Take that white Jesus down.
Something is wrong.
Do the research like we do the research. You'll be convinced also.
Turn off Fake Housewives of Atlanta.
Continue to raise the intellect and the consciousness of the human family.
Professor Griff knows. So I ain't no toast.
Check 1 2 1 2. I'm just going to roll with it. Check this out. This is NMEMINDZ Radio on the Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network, where matters of the mind actually matters. Matter of fact, this is Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network, where matters of the mind matter. Greetings, family. Peace. Hotep. Shalom. Assalamu alaikum. Abibi Afodie. Alafia. Black Power. And as my good sister Pam Africa says, on the move. Welcome to another edition of NMEMINDZ Radio with your host, Professor Griff, and Miss ZaZa Ali.
Why are you looking at me like that, homie?
Because you can smile. You can smiling like...
Why are you looking at me like
that?
You
need to hit the lottery down the boyfriend and stuff because you been smiling.
You got a problem with something?
Nah, I ain't got a problem. Anyway.
Shout out to the big homie, Griff. Peace to the gods and goddesses. These earphones are super fly.
Thanks to Monster, my man Drew, my man... No, shout him out.
Those are the perks of being in a world-renowned rap group, a.k.a. Public Enemy.
No, not a rap group. Ooh,
hip-hop.
That's a violation.
Hip-hop. But you
that's a violation. We're not rap.
But rapping is a trade.
No, we don't do that. We're MCs, love. No, we don't rap. Sorry. Just say, I'm sorry. And I want to shout out Public Enemy.
Hip-hop, world-renowned hip-hop group, Public Enemy. Sorry.
Thank you.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Peace to the RBG. Peace to the Pan-African family. Peace to the Rastafari. Peace to the Black nationalists. What is that?
I can't control the volume of my headphones. Beats by Dre is doing something on their own.
Peace. Hebrew Israelites, the Native Americans, the Afro-Latino family, and the original family covering every 196,940,000 square miles of the planet that we affectionately call Earth.
All right. I got to do something about that, but I can't do anything about that now. This is the show where minds produce minds that produce minds that produce great minds, because we are minds matter. We're souls in search of souls that are like minds, like mine. This is the show. This show and every show is dedicated to all those that are dedicated. It's given to us by our good brother, Dr. Reverend Phil Valentine.
And Sister Amy Garvey taught us to stand on our own 2 feet and fight like hell for our place in this world.
And we're definitely doing that as we stand on the verge of getting it on. To bring about a revolution of the mind, that is, because minds matter. Revolution is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. It's taught to us by Dr. Callin Abdul Muhammad.
Revolution is, as the African proverb teaches us, when women give birth to men. It is through the womb that man perfects himself, and it is through love that man is truly transformed.
All right. And you can be whatever you want to be in this world of life, on your way to becoming gods and goddesses, having a human experience called you. Let's talk to us by Professor James Small.
Yes, sir. And we were also taught by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad that to find God, we must look within. Heaven and hell is a state of mind, not an actual physical place, brothers and sisters. We build minds and hurl truth at falsehood, destroying and rebuilding.
Once again, this is Enemy Minds Radio. On the Minds Matter Blog Talk Radio Network, where matters of the mind matter. Our aim and our mission
is to raise the vibrational pitch of our thinking into the mind of the Creator, as taught to us by Callin Muhammad.
And also to raise the consciousness level of the human family and replace racism, white supremacy with justice, so that we can live in peace on this planet that we affectionately call Earth.
The call-in number is 347-633-9644. We will definitely be taking calls all during the show tonight. We want to hear what's on your mind.
All right, so in the spirit of our ancestors, to whom shoulders we stand on, we would like to say Ashe.
Ashe.
Ashe simply means so be it. We will and we call these things into existence, because guess what? You are the creator.
Yep. True that.
With that said, I want to stand on the shoulders of one brother who, guess in other terms of street language, he had to do what he had to do. I think sometimes I have to put it in street terms in order to kind of rationalize some of the things that I haven't caught up with yet in these individuals' lives.
Real talk.
Some of them had to do what they had to do. But me, I will never. Let me be nice. I want to stand on the shoulders of this good brother who said, where justice is denied, where poverty is enforced, where ignorance prevails, where one class is made to feel that society is an organized conspiracy to oppress, rob, and degrade them, neither persons nor property will be safe. That's some tough talk. Guess who said that?
Who?
Our good brother, Frederick Douglass.
Wow.
Frederick Douglass said, if there's no struggle, there's no progress. Those who profess to favor freedom and deprecate agitation are men who want crops without plowing up the ground. They want rain without the thunder and lightning. They want the ocean without the awful roar of its mighty waters. The struggle may be a moral one. It may be a physical one. It may be both moral and physical. But it must be a struggle. Listen, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never will. To suppress free speech is a double wrong. It violates the rights of the hearer as well as those of the speaker. To Frederick Douglass, with his spirit in our chests, in our veins, in our hearts, in our minds, we'd like to say, Ashe.
Ashe. And tonight we also want to call down on the spirit and the legacy of the great African king / warrior / military genius, Hannibal of Carthage. Carthage is not in Rome, brothers and sisters.
Right.
I have actually had conversations with black people who thought that Carthage was in Rome. No, Carthage is in North Africa. But Hannibal, him and his great mighty African army, as well as his beloved elephants, defeated one of the greatest military empires in history. And I'm calling down on the spirit and the legacy of Hannibal and the bravery of Hannibal, because we need the modern day warriors to step forward. The brothers and sisters who are going to arm us, whether it's fighting the intellectual war, fighting the spiritual war, fighting the physical war, whatever aspect of this war that you choose to pick up your rod and staff and become a soldier.
Or your pen.
Or your pen, because that's definitely one of my weapons of choice.
Right.
And we know most of the people who listen to our show are definitely soldiers and are either already fighting this war or trying to find their way to get in where they fit in. So in the name of and the legacy of Hannibal, and I want to quote Minister Farrakhan, who we saw speak this weekend.
Right.
He said, "We are passing on a legacy of cowardice to our children." So let's juxtapose what Minister Farrakhan said about us right here now today, you listening to the sound of our voices, and all of us who are standing on this clock right now, watching time pass by us, watching our people being destroyed and being murdered and being oppressed and not doing anything about it, not saying anything about it, not being active. We are passing on a legacy of cowardice to our children, and we come from Hannibal stock.
That's right. The bloodline.
We come from that bloodline.
Exactly.
So what happened, and what are we going to need to happen in order to inspire us to pick that baton back up and keep moving this legacy forward? So in the name and in the honor and in the spirit of Brother Hannibal, as well as Minister Farrakhan, we say Ashe.
Ashe. And to all those unknown soldiers, and some choose to remain unknown, to all those unknown soldiers that have fought, bled, and died, I think we need to say at that point, not only unknown soldiers, unknown damn cowards.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That choose not to fight, and to make other people bleed, and will die a senseless death, a death of a coward. It is said that a coward dies 1,000 deaths. So to all those unknown soldiers that have fought, bled, and died for the freedom and liberation struggle of our people, ever since we met these pink people, these other people, we'd like to say Ashe, 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 Asheo.
Asheo.
If you'd like to contact us, there's some people sitting back right now. I hear them thinking. You say pink people. You call them this, that, and the other. We're not into childish behavior, calling people names. If we was to really call them what Elijah Muhammad instructed us to call them, it would probably throw you for a loop, and you probably end up talking about us in Sunday school. So when we open up that study group, we want you to be the first one in line, so you can get introduced not only back to your black self, you can get introduced to your open enemy. Now, they have a choice. They can choose to be our open enemy or not. You don't find us aggressing them like that, but we'll talk about that in a minute. If you'd like to contact us, you can hit me up, Professor Griff. Just tweet me at Real Prof Griff. And trust me, the white people that secretly listen to this, they'll hit me up, I don't mind. My phone number is 678-557-2919. As a matter of fact, I'd like to hear from white people. Instruct black people on what to call you. Then we'll kind of let everyone else know on Enemy Minds Radio, and we can go from there. My email address is professorgriffpe@gmail.com. You say, aren't you afraid, Professor Griff? You got deals on the table. You got this, that, and the other happen. You don't think that they're... Listen, that's some secondary sideline ass stuff for real. The freedom, liberation struggle of our people here in the wilderness of North America is my primary concern. Thank you. My phone number is 678-557-2919.
I just got a message. I ain't going to put her on blast, but she said she called them pale toes. Oh, man, we're just making light of a very serious... This show is about to get heated. I can tell you that right now because... Well, let me finish this. You can hit me up on Facebook at ZaZa Ali, ZaZa Ali. Our Facebook page is Enemy Minds Radio, NMEMINDZ Radio. We're also on Twitter at Enemy Minds Radio. Shout out to Sister Kenita. And you can hit me up at www.blackmattersbook.com if you would like to purchase the book. Please scroll down to the bottom of the homepage. I get a lot of information requests about where to actually purchase the book at. It's on the homepage of the website, but you have to scroll down. I'm probably going to have them change that, but in the meantime, you can purchase the book on the homepage at www.blackmattersbook.com. Our email address, if you would like to donate to Enemy Minds Radio to assist us with what we do, we are definitely trying to elevate this show and make it a larger platform terrestrial radio.
Yes.
That's definitely our goal, but it takes a lot of money to pull something like that off. So if you would like to donate to Enemy Minds Radio just to support us in what we do, you can do that through the email address mindzmatterbtrs@gmail.com. That's mindzmatterbtrs@gmail.com.
I just came up with an idea.
Yo.
How about we have the brothers and sisters that listen to us consistently do the intro once or twice?
Yeah, and you know what else? I have 4 Black Matters books to give away.
Okay, so I tell you what. We'll do 2 things. We'll give a free book away. And as a matter of fact, if you got a book to give away, I'll give away one of mine. We'll just match it.
Okay.
To the 2 people that can successfully do the script.
Without having it?
No, they can do it.
Okay.
I mean, where they going to get it from? That's the thing, right? They got to listen to the show. They can go back and listen to the archives.
I think if they could go off the head, that would be dope.
Yeah, that would be
If
hard,
you could figure out, I mean, just kind of go off the head, and I know you can't remember all of the words, but just try to say as much as you can remember.
Right. If we've been saying the same thing for a year or more or better.
Yeah, we have.
So
and we say the same thing for specific reasons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So let's do that. I'll give away analytics.
Okay.
You give away
1 copy of Black Matters.
1 copy of Black Matters.
All right.
To the couple that can do the intro for us, read the whole entire script, and
as much as you can remember. We don't expect you to be perfect, but
right.
We definitely striving for perfection.
Next Tuesday, is that cool?
Yeah.
We'll do it next Tuesday. All right. So hit us up. All right. You want to have them email you, or who wants to do it?
You can email me.
All right. mindzmatterbtrs@gmail.com. Anyway, I'd like to shout out. I got a few shout outs. You don't mind, do you?
Nope.
I want to thank Miss Vanessa Salazar and her man, for looking out for Professor Griff at the club. Thanks for having us. It was a beautiful, beautiful thing. It was a group of us there. We kind of built. We broke bread. It was a beautiful thing. DJ Hurricane did his thing on the sounds, on the 1s and 2s. Pam Bond showed up and a few other people. Shout out to Free. Yo, we got to make sure that thing happened free. We shot a serious video in Baltimore, ducking and dodging some things. But, hey, we got the video done. The song I've done, I'm going to get it out to the people. Make sure y'all check it out and make sure y'all support it. All right. Shout out to Carl Nelson at the Power Talk, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, in D.C. I had the pleasure of building with Renoko Rashidi, Ashwa Kwesi, Dr. Francis Kress Wilson, Patricia Newton. That's a deep sister.
Wish I could have been there.
Thank you. Anyway, Anthony Browder, Booker T. Coleman. Shout out, good brother. All right. Definitely want to link back up with you to do some things. All right. And I'm looking forward to doing this thing tomorrow night with my good brother, Brother Rich, on www.undergroundrailroadnet.com. And on YouTube, he's at Black Magic 363 on YouTube. All right. So shout out to all my good people. Really appreciate y'all. And ZaZa.
Yo.
Through Prozac and the Drew, sound man for Public Enemy, we were able to get these headphones from Monster. So shout out to Monster. We appreciate y'all.
Yep.
It's not an official endorsement, so I don't want y'all to get it twisted. Monster is not supporting Enemy Minds Radio by giving us free gear. We have some good brothers that are there doing the thing for Monster. The Drew and my man Prozac from California. All right.
Shout out to Brother Reg Thompson in the UK. Peace King, thank you so much for your continuous support. Shout out to Jason Lord in the UK. Shout out to Sister Nikayla in Jamaica. I sent your package off, Queen, and I hooked you up. But peace, Queen. Shout out to Sister Chloe, who is hitting me up right now saying, I got my book, yay. Peace to you, sis. Peace to Sister Tracy. Peace to Sister Taylor, who I spoke to, and a very beautiful young sister who is trying to find her way. So we're going to destroy and rebuild. Shout out to Brother Troy Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, my brother. Thank you so much for passing that book on to Minister Farrakhan, and I am hoping and praying. I don't have to do too much hoping and praying. I know our brother is a student, that he will read it, and that it will be beneficial, as with everyone else. Shout out to the Nation of Islam, the MGT and the FOI, for their being hosts at the event on Saturday. Shout out to Sister Monique, of course, Peace Queen, and shout out to Brother Yusuf.
What happened Saturday?
Yusuf.
Oh,
Saturday.
Sunday.
It was Sunday?
Sunday.
Oh, I keep because it was a 2-day thing. I keep thinking it was okay. Right. That was Sunday. Shout out to Brother Yusuf, and shout out to Brother Virgil, who is in Europe right now on his way to Africa with his children. And shout out to all the brothers and sisters who have been emailing us and sending us messages on Facebook. Please forgive me. I have been so swamped in shipping books that I have been derelict in my duties of responding to you. So just give me a few days. Let me catch up on shipping out these books, and then we'll definitely build.
All right. Tonight's show, we're going to be talking about, is America headed for uncivil war? Charleston, South Carolina, and beyond. Is America headed for uncivil war? Will there be a civil war too in America? Who are those elements and what are those ingredients exacerbating the tension between black and white? So we're trying to have a serious dialogue, and we want to talk about the current climate in America between black and white. We want to talk about the Ku Klux Klan handing out flyers and sending misspelled letters to people. Did you read that?
Yeah. That's them redneck white boys.
Oh, man, this is critical. The Ku Klux Klan has been littering flyers around the country, and a self-proclaimed white supremacist just murdered 9 people in a church in Charleston, South Carolina. So we want to talk about that, and we want to talk about the civil unrest and what is the appropriate way to respond to this kind of madness in America. Mm-hmm. All right. So the question is America headed for uncivil war? Initially, when you hear that, what do you think?
I think, quiet as it's kept, America's already going through a civil war. It's not a full-fledged, war like the Civil War of old, but I do think that, if we look at I don't even think we really know the statistics of our people who are being murdered, right? On a yearly basis, if you will. Right. So when we look at those numbers, I think the war has already started. The full-fledged war, we don't know, what's upon us, but I do think the war has already started.
So when we talk about a Cold War, politically speaking, dealing with political science, do we understand what that means?
Cold War?
Yeah.
Well, if we look back at the history of America and Russia and what took place, and a lot of people here were very comfortable not realizing what was taking place, behind the curtains, if you will, between America and Russia. Right. We're talking about, diplomatic war. We're talking about trade embargoes and
a financial war.
A financial war, exactly. So there were a lot of things that were taking place between the United States and Russia, making other countries their enemies, if you will.
Right. So do you think people will get confused when they hear about the theater of war? Because when you say civil war, and then we script it as America headed for an uncivil war, what do you think that means to the average person when they hear religious war, the theater of war, World War I, II, III, whatever, when they kind of hear these religious wars and whatever?
Well, I think most people have because most people don't study, they have a television and a movie theater mindset of war. Okay. Minister Farrakhan also said on Sunday, we're at war, but we don't have the mind of soldiers. Sister Soldier said, we've been at war. We're at war. We're just not fighting back. Right. So, and that's part of our duty is to display the war to our people in a way that they can really accept it and see it. Eugenics. Over 20 million black babies have been aborted. Almost 400,000 every year. Now, people will say, well, women's choice, you have the right to walk into if you don't want to have a child, you have the right to abort the baby. But there's Planned Parenthoods in black communities all across the country. And is that not an act of war?
It's an act of war, right.
There is a 50,000 square foot center smack dab in the middle of the black community in Houston, Texas, and another one in Portland, Oregon. Right. Is that not an act of war?
I think a lot of people are not viewing it like that simply because of what you just mentioned in reference to they have this kind of small screen, big screen idea of what, the MGM, the Warner Brothers production of Steven Spielberg, what a war is.
And then they think from the perspective of television, news anchors and political pundits. It's like most of the people, when you talk to them, if they have a conversation about the things that we're talking about, they are basically reciting what they hear on television, damn near word for word.
Exactly. And so, do you not think that they are not pulling from what they know and understand of what these particular subjects kind of?
Most people do not study, have no concept of history, have no concept of what we've been through as a people.
Right.
Have no idea about the machine, the media machine.
Right.
And their real goal, Dane Wigington, I was listening to him on an interview, and he was saying the media's purpose is to feed you lies.
Exactly.
That's why it exists.
Right.
So if that's your only concept of information, then you are extremely ignorant.
Right. So they could be participating in a war and not know it.
The people?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Participating or standing idly by.
Yeah, but if two sides are fighting, or one side is engaging in war, and you're on the battlefield, and you're absolutely doing nothing, you may not know that you're in a war, but you're still in a war.
True that.
Okay. So tonight we want to discuss these things and much, much more. We want to break down and understand, not us break it down, we as a family.
Yep.
Not only us as the hosts of Enemy Minds Radio, but you as the listener. All right. Shout out to Kadir Muhammad, who was supposed to be on at the 8:30 hour, but he is right now sitting with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, I guess, to get that next set of instructions, because the official announcement is going to be made at the press conference in Washington, D.C. tomorrow, to let people know, let the entire world know, and to put some people on notice that 10/15 is going to happen. October 10th, 2015 in Washington, D.C., the 20th anniversary of the Minuteman March. We'll discuss that a little bit later on in the show. But, brothers and sisters, get your black packs ready, because Minister Farrakhan is actually going to go back to D.C. to demand justice. Justice or else. What does that mean to you? Justice or else?
Well, obviously it sets a condition on, and that's one of the things that Minister Farrakhan talked about. He didn't go full into it, but for us, for me personally, and I know for us what we do, it's like, I couldn't survive in this world without doing something.
Right.
So whether we say justice or else, or whether we live by that premise, which we do, justice or else, meaning I'm going to live and die making sure that our people are free.
Right.
So I think that the divine laws are in full effect right now. And I think that the prophecies are being revealed. And I think that there is a handful, and I don't mean a literal handful, but there are some of us right now who understand the time that we live in.
Right.
It may just be a handful of us around the planet, but we know and understand the time that we live in. You said, people may be thinking, are you scared?
Right.
And I get that a lot, especially from sisters who are scared as hell right now.
Right.
I'm not scared. And I'm not scared because, I would be living in hell right now, in a mental and emotional and spiritual hell, if I was not doing something to change this world for my son. He's 12 years old right now. I don't know what this world is going to be like when he turns 25.
Right, but
I would be in hell.
Right.
That's scary to me. My son, this world that we live in right now, being magnified by 1,000, which it's definitely on its way to becoming, that scares me more than anything.
But should it encourage you or urge you to take a course of action and a behavior pattern?
Of course.
Even if it's unbeknownst to you as the individual.
Well, that's why I stopped smoking weed.
Oh.
And I didn't even, that's one example why I didn't, I knew I had to get my mind straight. People say all the time, you can smoke weed. Nah, bruh. Right. Weed slows you down. Stop fronting.
Well, maybe that dude or that sister that's listening right now, hearing you say that, maybe like, oh oh shit, what did she just say? For real? Let me put this shit down.
No, I'm serious. Like, it's really time for us right now to be clear.
Exactly. We have to be clear. You're right.
Mentally, emotionally, like, we got to be clear. And for me, was a crutch. You know, not really wanting to deal head on with, you know, not growing up with a mother and, you know, my situation with my father and just different things in my life. It was always a crutch. Right. So a lot of us use alcohol, we use liquor, we use sex, pills, we use sex, we use gambling. We use all of these things as vices because we don't really want to confront ourselves. I had to confront myself and my own weakness and my own flaws to get to where I am today. Right.
So, family, we hope you join us. All right, we're going to be talking about this very timely subject, all right? We need to have a serious dialogue about the current climate in America between black and white. Is the Ku Klux Klan on the rise? Why are they handing out flyers? And why are there, you know, one brother sent me the flyer. Yeah. I showed it to you.
Well, there's one right there.
It was they put it on the windshield of his car. Mm-hmm. Maybe they didn't know that was a black man's car.
Maybe they didn't care.
Wow. Are there people in the background intentionally trying to start a race war between black and white with all the other races caught up in between?
And let me say this real quick, because, you know, I listen to a lot of, you know, other people, white people particularly, because they on that science tip. Right. So, you know, I listen to them to pull from them whatever I need to get from it. And I would say 95% of them are saying that they are intentionally starting a race war. Right. And they do it in a way, to me, that's very disrespectful, because they can't even show empathy and sympathy for, say, a Mike Brown. It's like, you know, they're intentionally starting a race war. Not, we want to first offer our condolences and, you know, love and sympathy for the family of Mike Brown. You know, we are so sorry for your loss. We want you to look at the bigger picture. No, they start off like, don't be so reactionary. This is a diversionary tactic. Well, yeah, until it's your son.
Right, exactly.
Then it's not. Then it's real.
But is it in them to do that?
No. So, exactly, back to my original point.
Right.
When you listen to them, it's like they are just intentionally trying to start a race war because they want to confiscate Americans' guns, and, you know, that's really the across the board what they're saying. When you listen to these white liberals or, you know, there's a term for them, I can't remember it, but that's the position that they're coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So last question. The whole idea of the Confederate flag. Now, some people came at me today and they must think I'm just on mine. Mm-hmm. But the whole idea of you supporting this rah 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 to bring down for them to take down the Confederate flag, but let the United States, you know, stars, stripes, and all that kind of madness stay up.
Exactly.
Old Glory. That's what they call it.
Oh, my God. Jackson said something. He said, I'm trying to figure out how they went from 9 black people dying to the Confederate distraction. Do you agree with that?
Say that one more time.
I'm trying to figure out, I always call him Jackson, but it's really Daryl Jackson, but I'm trying to figure out how they went from 9 black people dying to the Confederate flag. It's a distraction.
I truly do think it's a distraction, but not only that. It's see, in a I don't want to sound too deep, in a very psychological kind of way, because maybe that's the lens I'm looking at it through. They're truly playing chess, because once they get you rah 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 about taking the Confederate flag down, that leaves the other one up. Yeah. And then you end up at the baseball game with your damn hand over your heart crying goddamn crocodile tears when the Star Spangled Banner is sung.
Or when the same people who are responsible for the American flag and the Confederate flag drop 2 towers in New York. Exactly. And then you get emotional because it's pulling on a heartstring, because you are a human being and you should feel, you know, empathy for people losing their lives. But what are you putting your hand on your chest and honoring? The same people who just killed the people that you're trying to show sympathy towards.
Exactly, but the same people, black people, that died up under the Confederate flag died up under the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah, exactly. More so, to be honest. Right. In this sign we conquer, the cross. Right. And, you know, I was listening to a conservative talk show this morning, and the lady said, well, if they're saying that the the Confederate flag is a symbol of, racism, whatever, she said, well, the Klan burned the cross.
Exactly.
Is
These are Christians.
Is the cross a sign of, and they had that little dialogue, but I was like, she's got a great point there.
Right.
So, to the Confederate flag.
Well, but back to the brother that walked on the flag now.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If
Eric Shepard.
Right. So if they can burn the cross, as religious as they claim that they are, under those white sheets.
Yeah.
So if they Christians, why are they going in churches shooting up people?
Yeah.
Christians. We need to dig deeper than that, and we need to uncover these things and pull it to the forefront, into the surface, to what these particular things actually really mean. We have to break for a commercial break, but we'll be right back. This is Professor Griff and ZaZa Lee on Enemy Minds Radio, and the call-in number is 347-633-9644. You have a few minutes, brothers and sisters. Go, wash your underarm, get some drinks, do whatever you want to do. Stop, man. You stop punching. Yeah, she's got violent, man. Do whatever you have to do. We will be right back. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry about that. We'll be right back.
Go to alldemdvds.com now for your DVDs on history, psychology, sociology, science, religion, health, and more. Your PhD is waiting for you right here in our DVD collection. We've got thousands of titles. Get that mind in shape this summer with alldemdvds.com. Order online or connect in or around Philadelphia. alldemdvds.com. That's ALLDEMDVDS.com or call 267-257-3270.
Check one, brothers and sisters. Listen, we do the DVD sale every month, all right? But alldemdvds.com have all of them titles that y'all need to get. Y'all keep texting us and asking us to keep letting y'all know that brother and that sister that had that collection and sell those DVDs. If we don't have the title, they have the titles, man. Take the information down and definitely hit them up. Right now is the time to get the information, because I'm telling you, in a minute, this information is not going to be available, man. They're going to start taxing you for every email. What is the name of that term? All right, it'll come to me in a minute.
The internet.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, it'll come to me in a minute. But I'm going to play this commercial. Take the information down and get in touch with the brother and sister, so you can get the necessary information that y'all need. I got to play a couple more commercials and.
I don't pay tithes. I support black businesses. That's my tithes.
Oh, tithes. Okay, well,
tithes.
Yeah, we'll be right back with ZaZa's tithes.
Go to alldemdvds.com now for your DVDs on history, psychology, sociology, science, religion, health, and more. Your PhD is waiting for you right here in our DVD collection. We've got thousands of titles. Get that mind in shape this summer with alldemdvds.com. Order online or connect in or around Philadelphia. alldemdvds.com. That's ALLDEMDVDS.com or call 267-257-3270.
Craftswoman Consulting and Personal Services, offering wholesale shea butter, waist beads, pyramid, and aunt candles. Call 214-659-1RBG or visit candlescreated.com. Order custom designs. Choose color and fragrance. Call 214-659-1RBG or visit candlescreated.com. Candle making classes available and more. Call 214-659-1RBG or visit candlescreated.com.
Get your loved one out of jail. Express Bail Bonding Company is located at 236 Forsyth Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30303. We provide professional and courteous service with getting your loved ones out of jail fast. We are open 24 hours a day and provide service in the surrounding Georgia counties and the United States. Call us at 404-522-3201. Again, that's 404-522-3201. Once again, that's 404-522-3201.
All right, we are back. Here's what I want y'all to do for me. All right, we're about to dive into this particular subject, and brothers and sisters, get your mind right. Let's make this happen. All right. So you want to introduce this?
Yeah. So real quick, let me just read this real short paragraph from the Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop. This is from The Secret War on Black America. It's a quote from your book. It says, through totally white-controlled media outlets, African Americans are seeing themselves through lenses that have been deliberately assigned to them by white mass media manipulation experts. It is a covert and sophisticated method of control that ensures the continuance of America's white racial hierarchy by manipulating and shaping the minds and collective perceptions of its black population. This insidious yet very sophisticated mass manipulation program works by using the science of psychology. Now hold on to that. You heard what I said, right?
Yes.
Let's check this clip out real quick. We'll be right back.
You want me to play
coming on any second.
You are representing the family of Ethel Lance, is that correct? And you are whom, ma'am?
The daughter.
Your daughter. I'm listening, and you can talk to me.
I just want everybody to know, to you, I forgive you. You took something very precious away from me. I will never talk to her ever again. I will never be able to hold her again. But I forgive you. And have mercy on your soul. You hurt me. You hurt a lot of people. But God forgive you. And I forgive you.
Thank you, ma'am. Your name, sir?
Anthony Thompson.
Mr. Thompson.
I would just like him to know that...
Speak up for me. I can barely hear you.
Saying the same thing that was just said. I forgive you and my family forgive you. But we would like you to take this opportunity to repent. Repent. Confess. Give your life to the one who matters the most, Christ. So that he can change it, can change your ways no matter what happened to you, and you'll be okay. Do that, and you'll be better off than what you are right now.
Thank you, sir. Your name, ma'am?
Felicia Sanders.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders, for being here.
We welcome you Wednesday night in our Bible study with open arms. You have killed some of the most beautifulest people that I know. Every fiber in my body hurts, and I'll never be the same. Tawanza Sanders is my son, but Tawanza was my hero. Tawanza was my hero. But as we said in Bible study, we enjoyed you, but may God have mercy on you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Before we respond, let me finish reading the first part of that secret covert war on Black America, because that's just absolutely mind-blowing to me, especially as a mother. The psychosocial program uses propaganda to adversely manipulate and shapes the minds and collective perceptions of America's black population by subjecting them to seeing only the fraudulent worst in themselves. The U.S. government has an extensive history of conducting planned campaigns, of extensive strategic psychological operations through the national media to domestically direct the perceptions and climate of the nation towards its government objectives. Information given through the media can greatly influence every facet of our lives. They are, with this type of foolishness and weakness that they keep displaying of our people, molding and shaping the minds of our children.
Okay, let's be very clear on who we're talking about.
When I say what they, I'm talking about the media. I'm talking about the government.
Right.
I'm talking about the whole system of racism, white supremacy.
Okay.
So by constantly, and I did a search on, Charleston forgiveness all over the internet. so many videos replaying the Wall Street Journal. This video that I put up was from the Wall Street Journal.
Wow.
That short clip was from the Wall Street Journal. They are broadcasting, and you know there is a certain demographic that listens and watches the Wall Street Journal. Tay-Tay and Riri and Man ain't checking for that. All right? They are giving the world a view, a vantage point of us, and they are shaping and molding the minds of our children. Brothers and sisters, do not, under any circumstances, have your children thinking that you're showing them, you know, quote-unquote modern history, or you want your children to be abreast with politics and things like that, because I used to do that. I used to make my son watch the news with me. We need to keep our children from watching this because they are shaping and molding their minds. That doesn't mean not teach them about what's taking place. Right. Watch it with them, you know, once or twice, but then pull them back and give them the real about what's taking place, because this is a psychological war that is taking place right now.
So the whole idea, I wrote down some of the things that I constantly hear from these pathetic, weak
oh my God,
individuals.
Oh my God.
We enjoyed you taking something from me. May the Lord have mercy on you. So
was it enjoined? Like
enjoy or enjoined?
Like
enjoined, right? We welcomed you. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Where do you niggas, where do you Negroes get this weak, pathetic way that you handle these kind of situations? I'm confused. Where do you mean to tell me this dude comes in, sits among you for an hour, pulls out a gun, shoots and kills 9 people, asks nobody for forgiveness, and you turn around and come to court and you get in court,
and first thing you say?
And the first thing you say is, may the Lord have mercy on your soul. May God forgive you. No. Malcolm X said, they say and read in the scripture, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. Malcolm said, well, as long as they've been doing it, they're masters at it. Yeah. They know exactly what they're doing.
And what happened to an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? Ain't that in the Bible?
No, what happened to waiting for someone to ask for forgiveness?
Yeah.
And then you forgive them. If you're not demonstrating this whole idea of asking for forgiveness, you've forgiven this cracker before he even asked. Mm-hmm. He never uttered one word.
Yeah.
And may he repent.
May he burn in hell.
Weak, pathetic Negroes.
Weak. The biggest, blackest, meanest dude in prison takes that devil's head off. I wish I would go up in a courtroom and, oh my goodness.
No, brothers and sisters. If you're listening to Enemy Minds Radio right now and you disgusted at what we're saying, go to another damn station.
Yeah, this
Thank
is not
you.
the station for you.
This is not the one for you.
So Marcus, what's this dude's name? I wrote his name down somewhere. His first name is Marcus. I'll find it. He wrote a love letter to Dylan. He's a gospel musician. He said, give your heart to Jesus and confess your sins and a heart of forgiveness. He is the only one that can save your soul and forgive you for the terrible acts you've done. I love you, Dylan, even in the midst of darkness and pain you caused. Those type of Negroes gotta die.
Plain and simple.
Like,
you
seriously.
Spineless. Anyway.
And I don't mean somebody needs to go out and kill this dude.
No,
I mean like
that mindset, that spirit,
like needs to die.
Yeah, it needs to die. But where's that love when it comes to showing that love towards our own people?
Yeah, exactly.
That Negro ain't wrote me no damn love song. My dude, whoever he is, my phone number 678-557-2919. My email address is professorgriffpe@gmail.com. Send me a love song.
So check this out. Shout out to Sister Erica. She just sent this to me. This is on Reuters. Reuters.com. U.S. to fast-track $29 million to help Charleston shooting victims' families. You saw this?
I have it in front of me.
The Justice Department will fast-track the sending of $29 million to South Carolina to help families of victims of the mass murder of 9 churchgoers at a historic black church in Charleston. An unspecified portion of the money allocated under the government's National Crime Victim Assistance Formula grant program can be used to provide services to the families of the victims of the shootings, the spokesperson said.
Darren Muhammad, I talked to him prior to the show. He said that's the hush money.
Pay the Negroes off.
Dick Gregory said, "Where's the blood?"
Yeah.
And if they had footage of this gentleman coming in and out of the church, where is the footage of the massacre?
Yeah. Where's the footage of him getting in and out of the car?
Right. Several people have called me today and said, "Is this a false flag?" Several people have called me today and said, "Is this staged?"
Well, let's stop.
Okay.
Clarify what is a false flag.
Well, a false flag is when the government comes in and they set up these incidents that they pull off in front of the masses of the people. Media involved, some people operating behind the scenes in the government involved. Not everyone involved.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are made to think that this is actually happening, but it's not. But it's made to seem real for another agenda, i.e. Sandy Hook and some other things that have went down in front of the people. Some bombings, and they're staging some other things, i.e. the white people dressing up as Indians and pouring the tea in the Boston Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
Can you say that it was a false flag? No, that actually happened. But did the Indians pull that off? No. But what was the purpose for doing it?
Well, see, and I think I want to clarify this, because when you say false flag, false automatically denotes lie. It didn't happen. People automatically think that. False flag, oh, okay, so you're saying that didn't happen. It was staged. They just made it, look like these people died and they didn't die. That's what a lot of people think when you say false flag. So what you're saying is false flag, let's just say in this situation, for instance, example, this as a false flag would mean that the government, this dude was a Manchurian candidate, as Dick Gregory said in the interview with Brother Rich. Everybody should go check that out. That this dude was a Manchurian candidate, and that the government basically put this whole incident together in order to further their position or their agenda, excuse me.
The agenda, right.
Yeah.
So now, if we as students do not know what the agenda is, to hear false flag, we get hunched shoulders like, okay, for what?
Yeah. And why are you disrespecting the family? Why are you you're disrespecting those people who obviously died. We see their pictures. We saw the funeral. We know that their bodies were put into the ground. Why are you disrespecting the families and saying this didn't happen?
Right. So we have to take a closer look at what a false flag is.
Okay.
I think Alex Jones explained it the best, I believe, in his DVD, The End Game, and some of the other things that he's put together. Just Google false flag. I mean, it should give you a basic idea on what it is now.
Be mindful when you do that, though.
Right, exactly.
Because there's a whole agenda now on the internet to debunk.
Right. Not only debunk,
everything,
but redirect.
Yeah.
And that's part of what I wrote in my book, The Psychological Covert War on Hip-Hop. Now, was 9/11 a false flag?
Yeah. I think there's overwhelming evidence that 9/11 was a false flag.
And there's overwhelming evidence that they pulled that off, and people benefited from it.
They absolutely pulled it off. Listen, we're going to do a show about the brother Khalif Browder who committed suicide. There are literally thousands of people in this country who are being held right now with no trial in sight.
Right, wow.
Being held in jail for no uncertain term because they were charged with whatever the crime was, never been found guilty, never been able to see a juror of their peers. This all came as a result of 9/11.
Right.
So did they accomplish the agenda? Hell yeah.
Right.
How many countries, and we're not going to go off into this, but I'm just asking the question, how many countries is the United States now stationed in as a result of what happened in 9/11?
Right, exactly. You're right, to further their agenda. But now we have to look in history. Did they do this before?
Yeah.
Google, let me pull something out of history off the top of the dome. Google the Tonkin Gulf in Vietnam. They planned on blowing up a ship in the Tonkin Gulf and blaming it on the Vietnamese. Google Cuba, the Cuban Missile Crisis. They do this to exacerbate the tensions between countries, just to foster wars.
Yeah.
So they were going to blame some things on Castro, just to kill some Americans, blame it on Castro so they can invade.
Shakir said a false flag describes covert operations designed to deceive in such a way that the operations appear as though they are being carried out by entities, groups, or nations other than those who actually planned and executed them.
This sister was on the subway on
that's
the train.
Spot on.
Right, that's spot on. Right.
Yeah.
This sister was on the subway going off. She says ISIS is not killing black people like that. It's police that are killing black people.
Yeah.
So they redirect your focus towards the flag.
Yeah.
And you get up in arms about both flags are the same. We've suffered under both flags. But Negroes, the ones that are laying in and praying in and dying in and hands up, don't shoot them Negroes. Mm-hmm. That whole Christian, weak-kneed, spineless agenda that they have, always wanting to forgive some damn body. Before they even say anything, you've forgiven them.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit's played out. That generation of our people, I'm sorry, but...
And that mindset has to go.
And that mindset absolutely has to go.
The scripture says, let them die off in the wilderness.
So let's hear the opposite end of the spectrum, because we know between us and all of the people who we interact with on a daily basis that most of our people are mad as hell.
Right.
And are frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
But Darren Muhammad sent me this information. He says when they start pulling off these Jade Helm 15 operations, will they be... See, the psychological war that's going on is the fact that when you see something and they pull it off in reference to Jade Helm, will people perceive it as a false flag and go on about their day?
Yeah. That's why, as you always say, you know, it's like the circle within a circle within a circle.
Exactly.
They are pulling off they have so many different agendas with everything. Dane Wigington said, he said that the whole Jade Helm thing is just to get you used to seeing the militarization of the street.
Exactly.
To the point where, you know, whether it's a false flag, whether it's PSYOPs, whatever it is, you know, you're going to get used to seeing the military doing covert, overt operations, being in your community, having these big, gigantic
you
weapons.
Numb to it, right?
You become numb to it.
While you're getting your Starbucks coffee, you'll see,
While you're at the airport, going in and out. Brother Anthony sent me a message. He said, black people in America are the weakest people on the planet. You see your kids, mothers, father, grandparents get murdered and beat like dogs, and you still pray. Pray for what? Blood running in the streets, and they don't even respect you, coons, enough to take the racist flag down. You are sick with your slave master's religion. You brag about living beside your master, and he moves on you when you move in. You are sheep getting slaughtered by wolves. A bully will kick your ass until you fight back. Get some testicles. Obama called the kids in Baltimore thugs, but not once did he call these devils thugs. First thing an ignorant coon or devil going to say is that I am provoking violence. We are not the ones killing white people because we're racist. This is a call to protect my people by any means necessary because the courts don't work. Stop complaining and defend. Max out of Orlando said, peace, Queen. I am a 23-year-old black male with my own business, so I don't have to work for white people. I am angry and saddened by the weakness of my people. I'm tired of forgiving and loving the ones that continue to destroy us. I'm at the point of giving up on black people because every time I talk about retaliation, I get labeled as crazy. Queen ZaZa, I'm sure you understand the pain I'm going through. I'm ready to fight, ZaZa. This shit is getting out of hand. Our men have turned weak. We have no more soldiers. And that is from Brother Max. And I talked to Sister Taylor. Peace to Sister Taylor out in Waco, Texas. She is feeling the same frustration. A lot of our people are feeling this anger and frustration. To what do you say to that? Because we already discussed the Negroes on their knees praying and asking white Jesus to come down and bless them and to, you know, bless their enemies and forgive their enemies. To the brothers and sisters that have this spirit that we have, what is your message to them?
Other than the fact that I understand the frustration and pain, but I've managed to manage mine to the point where I'm storing it up because I've already accepted the fact that sooner or later I gotta put my hands on somebody. Like one of the brothers said, I'm gonna have to rearrange some of this goddamn furniture in a minute. You understand what I'm saying? And that's real, plain and simple. Those of y'all that are sitting back thinking that that's not ultimately going to be a reality of yours, I feel sorry for you. These people are bringing it to your door. How much longer can we stick our head in the sand? Let me tell y'all something. You paying taxes, you ain't going to pay taxes your way out of this. You ain't praying out of this. You ain't going to get couscous and wearing kente cloth out of this. You understand what I'm saying? You ain't throwing black fists in the air out of this. You understand what I'm saying? You're not crying crocodile tears with your hand over the heart singing the Star Strangled Banner out of this. You ain't praying out of this one. It's not going to work. You're going to have to defend yourself sooner or later. And I'm telling you, it's not a question of if. It is a question of when. Sooner or later. So brace yourself. Plain and simple. All of this anger and hatred and hostility and vitriol that we have for one another, you better store that energy up and redirect that energy to who it rightfully belongs to.
Shout out to In the Black Radio. Shakir said, if the USA is against terrorism, why can you still join the KKK?
Simply because if America's not against terrorism, I think that's a psychological false flag that we don't talk about on a psychological level. If Barack Obama, with his spineless ass, would come on the screen and talk about, because they don't say the N-word in public, that don't make them less racist, then why don't you call it what it really is, Barack Obama? Plain and simple. If it's a terrorist act, are you going to go in and defend those that are the victims of the terrorist act? Let me say something in reference to that. The judge started defending the victim, not the victim. Pardon me, the perpetrator.
Yeah, the family.
The family.
He started out talking about the family.
Listen. The brother that wrote that message to you is absolutely correct. If the judge came on the screen on television in front of the whole world talking about forgiveness and all this kind of madness and defending the perpetrator's family, I'm like, wow, 9 people just lost their lives and you, a
Slap
judge,
in the face.
no, spit in the face.
Yeah. So, I want to ask you this, because when Shakir just asked that question, it made me think of something. Do you think, and they said that they've been finding these KKK flyers, which we have. Where's mine at? Let's see here.
Right here.
Help Save Our Race. Everything We Cherish is Under Assault by ZOG. What's that?
Zionist Occupied Government.
Okay.
ZOG.
Our Aryan heritage, our American culture, our Christian religion, our white homelands. Join today, loyal white KKK, Knights of the KKK. Klan hotline has the number, then it has the website. Do you think this could possibly be part of that agenda?
Exactly.
And when I say that, I'm saying, okay, yeah, we know there's some tobacco chewing, hillbilly rednecks around here that just hate black people. But I'm saying, is there somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings of this to propel this quote-unquote race war?
Well, if you study the King Alfred plan real close, they're going to, part of the plan was they'll deputize some of these militias.
White militias, yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So when they say help save our race,
Dr. Francis Cresswell saying
right, so
genetic annihilation.
So who are they talking about?
Yeah.
Who are they talking to? And then on what level are they talking about? See, if we read this real close, listen, ZaZa, I'm trying to get this out, but I don't want to sound too. Sometimes we sound too scientific sometimes, but sometimes I think we need to.
Because we're scientists.
Exactly. But listen, if they say help save our race, okay, you just said we know that there's some pot-bellied, snagger-tooth, idiot, dumb crackers with shotguns that just hate black people and that will look at this flyer and go join.
Yeah.
Look at the flyer. This is not designed by them.
Yeah.
This pot-bellied cracker with the snagger tooth, missing tooth in the front, chewing snuff, he didn't write this.
Yeah.
So who is this appealing to when he says everything that we cherish is under assault by ZOG? First of all, you have to know who ZOG is and what that's about.
Yeah, true that. Absolutely.
And the average pot-belly, missing tooth cracker, straw hat wearing ass cracker he don't understand who ZOG
and ain't even going to ask when they get to the meeting, what is ZOG?
Right. So, yes, this is being orchestrated by people in the shadows.
Okay.
We will never not understand. We'll never see these people.
What is the agenda? Are they trying to fill the ranks of the Ku Klux Klan for an eventual race war, or is it just the mind thing?
No, I think it's designed to based on the Hegelian dialectic principle, exacerbate
Problem,
the
reaction,
tension,
solution.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Exacerbate the tensions between the two groups. We kill one another off, and all the ones that are left destitute and weary and tired with no energy left. Do you understand what I'm saying? We don't want to fight nobody anymore.
Yeah.
We'll just go along just to get along with them, plain and simple. We have to be smarter than that.
I wanted to throw something out there, and then if you can play that clip of that gentleman, was it Bernanke? Who was it? Who was speaking about the Confederate flag?
Yes, let me find it real quick.
Shout out to Irritated Jeannie, who did extensive research in order to expose those lynchings that took place in Delaware. After they lynched those brothers, it was either 2 or 3 total, and then they tried to lynch another brother, and he ended up surviving it. They passed out, the Ku Klux Klan passed out leaflets in downtown Delaware, basically saying, we about to turn up on these niggas.
Wow.
How did the people in Delaware not, like, you know what I'm saying? But how did the black people in Delaware not get, like...
Yeah, but if you worry about your job at the Quick Trip, yeah, you're not going.
But that furthers the point, because there's things like this. This happened. These were passed out somewhere in Georgia. I forget the name of the little city where it was at.
Conyers.
Okay, yeah.
Right down the road.
I'm from Cali. You know what I'm saying? This shit is foreign to me. Like, okay,
right,
yeah, you might be dealing with,
man.
we might have dealt with covert, racism, having
Homer,
to check somebody,
that's
having
fine.
to check somebody in the store or something.
Right.
But ain't no Ku Klux Klan passing out no flyers in California. But I did hear that they were handing them out in California, somewhere, probably some rural town in California as well. So, this has happened all over the country, where they're reporting that this is taking place.
But them bougie Negroes in Conyers, Georgia, they got the damn flyer. Because they're the same ones that moved away from us and don't want to live here.
Well, it's them, but it's also, and this is what we have to be mindful, where's the Black Lives Matter campaign?
Exactly.
Where's the liberal white people who are embracing this whole Black Lives Matter concept? You need to check your people.
Exactly. Those
your niggas are getting out of control. White people, your niggas are getting out of control. Now, let's see you step up the ante. All of these liberals and people in corporate America and people who really do have good intentions for black people, our people have been found hanging all across this country as of late.
Right.
These might be the people who have been lynching them. Get on your ding.
Exactly.
Handle your business. So before you get into that, Delaware, I just want to make that point that they were handing out leaflets talking about, we are getting ready to turn up on these niggas. And this was after they had already lynched some of our brothers and tried to lynch another black man. And Irritated Jeannie exposed it. This was back in 2007, I believe it was. We need to wake up.
Exactly. We'll be right back. This is Professor Griff and ZaZa on NMEMINDZ Radio.
Madam President, I want to take this opportunity to send my condolences to the families of those who were murdered in Charleston, South Carolina on Wednesday evening, and to the entire city of Charleston. It is hard to understand how someone could walk into a church, be welcomed into a prayer meeting, and then take out a gun and slaughter 9 people who were in the process of discussing the Bible. That is hard to believe, but that is what happened. Madam President, in the last 60 years, this country has made significant progress in civil rights and in trying to become a less discriminatory society. 60 years ago, parts of our country were built on an apartheid-type system, segregated housing, segregated schools, segregated restaurants, segregated transportation, segregated water fountains, and in fact, an entirely segregated way of life. Perhaps most significantly, African Americans in a number of southern states were denied the basic right to vote and were unable to participate in the democratic process. Today, as a nation, we have a right to be proud of the significant changes that have taken place in our country over the last 60 years, and the many advances that have been made in civil rights and in the creation of a less discriminatory society. We should be proud that in 2008, this country surprised the world by overcoming our racist history and electing our first African-American president, and then re-electing him 4 years later with a strong majority. You may like Barack Obama, and I do, or you may dislike Barack Obama, and many Americans have that view. But it is no small thing that this country was able to judge a candidate by his ideas and his character and not the color of his skin. But clearly, Madam President, while we have made significant progress, the events of last week remind us how far we yet have to go in order to create a non-racist society. Madam President, I am not the governor of South Carolina. I am not in the South Carolina legislature, and I do not live in South Carolina. But I do believe that the time is long overdue for the people of South Carolina to remove the Confederate flag from the State House grounds in Columbia. That flag is a relic of our nation's stained racial history. It should come down. If any good can come of the terrible tragedy in Charleston, it is that the people of South Carolina now have the opportunity to finally turn a page on our past. Frankly, the Confederate flag does not belong on State House grounds. It belongs in a museum. Madam President, let me also express to you my deep concern about the growth of extremist groups in this country, groups who are motivated by hatred of African Americans, by hatred of immigrants, by hatred of Jews, by hatred of Muslims, and anyone else who is not exactly like them. Madam President, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, sadly, there are some 784 active hate groups in the United States, and the number of those groups are growing. Let me express my agreement with NAACP President Cornell William Brooks that, and I quote, "We need vigorous prosecution and vigorous investigation of these hate groups and the resources to do so," end of quote. And I call upon the FBI.
Call upon the FBI.
Okay. Couple of things. I want to ask you first, though. It seems to me, and this is insulting to me. Are they blaming the Confederate flag for racist ideals? Are they saying that this flag? I understand that it is a physical representation of a past time that some people in this country want to forget, right? I understand the historic undertones and all of that, but it feels like, if we take the flag down, it won't give, we won't have people like Dylan Roof running around killing people in black churches.
That's what they want the people to think, because the symbolism is gone. The substance of what the flag truly stands for still lies in the hearts and minds of white people. If you look at, once again, I keep referring back to this book, Without Sanctuary, if you look at the faces of the average white people at those lynchings and those burnings of black people, that was the average white person. So whether you take the symbol down or not, white people now are tattooing the Confederate flag on their skin, on their bodies. And
this is only, if they do decide to take it down, it's only going to burn their passion for the symbol. Right. You and I pulled up at Walmart one time on Pleasant Hill. And it's a white dude in the truck. Had the flag. He had the flag, the bumper sticker, the T-shirt, the wristband. Yeah, he had it all. Yeah, he was probably chewing tobacco too. Exactly. As we've traveled and driven through all these different states, the surrounding states, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida. I am just so surprised at the number of Confederate flags I see. Right. Like I said, I come from the West Coast. We didn't really have to deal with that type of stuff. Right. To see people waving that flag in front of their house. Right. But check this out, ZaZa. You know what?
I think I'm more concerned about the ones who don't put the flag.
Well, exactly. And to be honest, I said this to you earlier. Dr. Francis Cress Wilson always says, we want to know what you think.
Exactly.
Don't front.
Right. So I would never tell them to be quiet or censor them. I want to know.
I would never
raise
ask
the flag.
Exactly. So that was my next question to you. What is your position on this? Are you, should they take the Confederate flag down? Do you not care? Are you like, leave it up? What's your position?
Leave it up. Leave it up because the whole idea of the Confederate flag is just the same as Old Glory. Yeah. There's stars and stripes. I'm not singing the Star Spangled Banner, none of that stuff, man.
Our people need the reminder.
Exactly.
We need the reminder.
Exactly. But if it gets to the point where the flag has to come down, take the white Jesus down too.
Yeah.
If you want to take the flag down, take the white Jesus and the rest of that madness down. But check this out. This is Mr. Cornell. I call him Corny West. Sometimes he has some good points.
Well, I think it's about time to remove the flag. I'm not going to give a moral prize to anybody who removes a flag that signifies legalized terrorism and legalized torture and exploitation of labor for decade after decade after decade after decade. It's a long time for the flag to go. In Europe, they can't use the Nazi flag. Instead, they use the Confederate flag. Can you imagine having a debate about a Nazi flag in the United States? It just shows just how little weight black life and black love and black laughter still has in America, even given the removal of the flag.
Well, no, sir, I can't imagine having a debate over the Nazi flag, and that makes me ask you, why is it taking so long?
Because the vicious legacy of white supremacy is still shot so deep in the culture, and so many of our politicians, Republicans, but also Democrats, they run away from taking that legacy as seriously as they ought to hit the issue of racism head on. I mean, our dear brother president, thank God he's now weighing in. How long has it taken him to talk honestly about how deep racism cuts? He said the other day it's not endemic. Of course it's endemic. It's an issue that they don't want to come to terms with, and they only do when they have to out of political calculation rather than deep moral conviction. That's what's sad.
It's interesting you bring up the Democrats as well, and there's been a lot of talk about sort of how a lot of these GOP members of the party running for president are responding. What do you want to see from some of these Democrats who are running?
Well, just be able to tell the truth and say, look, you can't talk about wealth inequality, you can't talk about decrepit education, you can't talk about massive unemployment and underemployment, and you can't talk about drones being dropped on people in other parts of the world without talking about white supremacy and its ways in which it operates. It doesn't have to be overt. The president's right about that, but too many black people are niggerized. I would say the first black president has become the first niggerized black president. Why?
What do you mean by that?
A niggerized black person is a black person who is afraid and scared and intimidated when it comes to putting a spotlight on white supremacy and fighting against white supremacy. So when many of us were saying we got to fight against racism, what were we told? No, he can't deal with racism because he's got other issues. He got political calculation. He's the president of all America, not just black America. We know he's president of all America, but white supremacy is as American as cherry pie. We're talking about moral issues, spiritual issues. White supremacy has nothing to do with just skin pigmentation. It has to do with what kind of person you want to be, what kind of nation we want to be. Democrats and Republicans plague on both of those parties in terms of running away from the vicious legacy of white supremacy until it hits us hard. Thank God for Ferguson. Thank God for the young folk of all colors. Thank God for Staten Island fighting there. Thank God in Baltimore. Now with the precious folk in Charleston. But keep in mind this, and I want to end on this too, that when we talk about forgiveness, you notice how quick the white press wants to accent black people forgiving. Forgiveness is not an utterance, it's a process. We are a loving people. We've taught the world so much about love because we've been hated so, but to forgive a day or so after, something wrong with that. That's a twisted sympathy and a pathological empathy. You forgive as you have worked it through. You just make sure you don't hate. That's the key. Don't hate. Forgiveness comes later. But the press wants to accent forgiveness. We're a fighting people as well as a forgiving people.
That's right.
Ooh, Cornell West.
He dropped it
I know
on
that's
him.
one of the rare times I've actually sat and really kind of listened.
He dropped it.
Yeah.
And he, he has a tendency to say a whole lot of words. He didn't mince any words that time around.
He said it was endemic. And for the people that don't know what endemic is, well, just Google it real quick. But let me find it for you. Endemic, a disease or condition regularly found among particular people or in a certain area. Endemic. I say it is not only endemic, it's systemic.
Yeah, I agree.
It's systematic with white people. It's part of their system, as Dr. Francis Cress Wilson says. It's systemic.
He said Barack Obama was the first niggerized president, scared and afraid to confront the system of racism, white supremacy.
Exactly.
Check this out. While Slager and Roof, Slager is the guy who killed Walter Scott.
Okay, yeah.
Roof is the Manchurian candidate.
Right.
We need to start calling him that because you look in his face and you see nothing.
Exactly.
While Slager and Roof stand accused of very different crimes, both are charged with gunning down black victims in shootings that intensified a national debate about race in America. The geographical proximity of the two tragedies, if nothing else, invites comparison. The Emmanuel African Methodist Episcopal Church, where Roof killed his victims after reportedly telling friends he wanted to spark a race war, is less than 12 miles away from the unremarkable grassy knoll where Slager was filmed shooting Scott 5 times in the back.
Wow.
12 miles away. All right, now you got that, right?
Got that.
Baltimore, Freddie Gray. Right, gets killed after the whole protests and, the sensationalism dies down. Violence shoots through the roof.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Ferguson, Mike Brown gets killed after the riots and the, whatever you want to call it, protests, marching.
Not really riots, but going.
Violence shoots through the roof. We're talking about Ferguson as well as St. Louis, which is very close in proximity. There is another war outside of them killing our people that's taking place. In Ferguson, when I did the lecture, when I showed how they, they used the protesting, the riots, whatever you want to call it, in order to bring the troops and the military into the black community. They did the same thing in Baltimore. We know there were agents who were actually out there provoking all of these things taking place, right?
Actors,
and crisis actors.
Right.
Why are they doing all of this? What is the point? And how do we know that the brothers and sisters who are getting killed, mostly brothers most likely, who are getting killed in Baltimore and St. Louis and Chicago and around the country are actually being killed by regular street violence?
Right. I think that's a question we have to ponder, and we definitely...
And let me say this before I forget. Isn't it ironic that here we have a video, we see the Bloods and Crips out in the streets policing the communities, becoming peacekeepers, right?
Right.
We see our people, our young people, actually in the streets, moving towards fighting for their people, they, in their own way.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, after that's said and done, after you get the result, you get the sister coming out saying that she's charging the cops with murder.
Right.
We have an increase in homicide. Does that make sense to you?
It doesn't make sense. And I said to you the other day, I said, more than likely with all eyes on these particular cities, you would think crime would go down.
Exactly.
But when me and Darren did that episode and we talked about the PSYOPs, I think that's part of it.
Like Ferguson, they got, buildings being set on fire, cameras from all around the world, and they're finding dead bodies in cars.
Exactly.
Up the street from where it's all going down.
As many cameras as they are.
Exactly. And then, I know you got to go to commercial, but the last thing I want to say, they have cameras everywhere.
Right, exactly.
Baltimore is like there's cameras everywhere.
Right, we took a ride through those particular areas the other night, me and Free, and...
everywhere.
Cameras are everywhere.
But you can't solve the homicides, though?
Right.
Okay.
This is Professor Griff.
At Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious, we have a world of products choosing organic ingredients first and 100% all-natural superior ingredients second. Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious created 100% all-natural personal skincare line, the home of our aluminum-free 100% all-natural deodorant with bentonite clay, with or without probiotics for adults and children. Our silky smooth, 100% pure shea butter-based skin souffle is great for your skin, especially dry skin, all made with fragrances or pure essential oils. All of our products contain no useless carrier oils, no parabens, no animal derivatives, just no-nonsense skin food. It's good for you. We even have 100% all-natural fluoride-free toothpaste that remineralizes your teeth and helps prevent tooth decay. Visit ednbc.com. Order your superior products today. Health is wealth, and you're worth it. ednbc.com.
Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Wear your pride on your chest with Foxy's unique limited edition apparel for men, women, and kids. Check them out at myfoxy.com. That's myfoxy.com. At Foxy, they even have a variety of art, pillows, and more at myfoxy.com. Use coupon code MMBTRS14 and get 10% off your order. Get Foxy. Does your business need a boost? Did you hire Pookie and them to do your logo? At Free Yourself Designs, we can help you and your business stand out with our graphic design services, backed by our 100% custom design guarantee. Call us today, 919-964-FYD1. That's 919-964-3931. Or email us at freeyourselfdesigns@outlook.com. Free yourself and free your mind with Free Yourself Designs.
Test of emergency alert system capabilities. This test message has been initiated by National
War is being waged against us on all levels. Be dressed, be ready with Warrior Wear t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies. Come check us out at our website, warriorwearrbg.com. Again, that's warriorwearrbg.com.
Here's what I want you all to do for me. Bang! Caught you looking for the same thing. It's a new thing. Check out
Check
this.
1, 2, 1, 2. Public Enemy, don't believe the hype. All right, Ms. ZaZa. This is Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali, and we are black here on Enemy Minds Radio. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Everybody that's been in the call queue waiting to either ask a question or make a comment. I'm about to open up the phone lines right now, and as always, please respect the host. All right, respect the architects. All right, you ready to do this, Ms. ZaZa Ali?
Yes, sir.
Caller from a 718 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from? This is Enemy Minds Radio.
Peace to the God, peace to the Queen.
Peace to the God. How you feel, brother?
I'm good. My name is Jerry, calling from Brooklyn, BK.
Oh, good. Thanks.
I just want to say, it's ironic y'all was talking about the media propaganda, what they do. I was listening to the brother Irritated Genie today on the post from China about the Charleston shooting, and he was like, the day-to-day interactions with white people, the intolerance with black people is getting worse and acceptance, and, you know, it's to the extreme, and they are ready for a national assault on black people. He said in August, when that movie, Straight Outta Compton, come out, he said that movie, where that song, Fuck the Police, is in that movie, they're gonna try to use that to have the youth respond to those that commit violent acts without even thinking about it in the public way, so they can justify doing harm and killing our people in this country. So I was thinking about that when you said, Griff, that the J Hell is like, you know, we got to think about them doing something other than what they're telling us.
Right.
So with that, the NWA movie and what you just said, I'm thinking like how they're telling us that all the concentration is going to be in the South, Utah, with the J Hell. Well, with that movie coming out, I'm thinking like their concentration might be on the Northeast, New York, Philly, the Midwest, Chicago, all the big populated areas of black people with that movie coming out, and it's going to be on and popping with the police killing, killing us and doing harm to us.
All right, but we have to keep in mind Sun Tzu's Art of War. Make a noise in the east and strike in the west. Don't be fooled by these demons, man.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Right. So let's not fall for the okey doke, the old banana in the tailpipe. You understand what I'm saying? It may not be large populated areas. It may be sporadic. You understand what I'm saying? Black people,
but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not falling for that it's going to happen in the South or Utah. I'm saying that they might strike in the Northeast. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's going to happen in the Northeast. I'm just saying it might happen in the Northeast. Like they're telling us the South is concentrated in the South, Utah. I think they said Texas and all that. Nah, they might pop off in the Northeast. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, brother, let me ask you a question. How, for you as a black man, and I know you have a family, and I know you have your own situation there where you are. Have you digested you know, because what you're saying is not a small thing. Like, and what we're talking about is not a small thing. Have you digested that could actually go down? And how are you trying to prepare your family for something like that?
Well, I talk to my family, you know what I'm saying? I got children, I got babies, I got daughters, and I got sons. You know what I'm saying? And I came into consciousness. I've always been conscious, but I really came into consciousness like I'll say within the last year listening to you and Griff. Like I really got into it. So I teach my sons, you know, everything that I know, and we build on that. I teach my daughters the same thing. Now, as far as like other things, I can't expose that information on the phone because you know people are listening. But you know, you know what I'm saying. I teach them about. I'm not worried about that. I mean, I'm worried about it, but I'm not worried about it because I know how these people are. These devils are. I know what they're about and what they do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not surprised about anything that they do. You understand what I'm saying? Right. So I just try to get my son prepared. You understand what I'm saying? We got you. We got you, man. We got you. We really appreciate your call. All right. Thanks. All right. Peace. King.
We have to know who they are, and as long as we know who we are,
right? Exactly.
We're gonna be all right.
All right. Calling from the 630. What's your name? Where you calling from? This is NMEMINDZ Radio. 630. All right. I guess they just listening. Oh, that might be the Alphabet Boys. This is NMEMINDZ Radio. Calling from the 404 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, Griff and ZaZa. This is Chris out of Decatur.
Peace out of the deck. What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think that there is a race war underway. I do believe that there will be a provocation of it, but you know the way these things often work is through propaganda. Now, those who are part of the corporate-owned media, those who are part of the Edward Bernays School of Thought, who know how to generate opinion and consent. This is just my prediction. You can feel free to disagree with it if you want. But I think that it would have to be an image or series of news stories of black people retaliating for the sole purpose of killing white people out of retaliation. Now, this is just my prediction. I think that would set white people off to a state of hysteria, to where there would be a race war. Now, all
right. Now we don't have a whole lot of time, Buck. I see you taking that deep breath.
I want to follow up with the question. I just want to follow up with the question. Now, the Griff. Now, do you think that at this juncture, do you think that it would be a wise strategic plan for us to build alliances with other groups in this country?
No, you have to define that, bro.
Like
who?
Native Americans,
like the Mormons,
or
the Amish people. Who are you talking
about? Well, Hispanics.
Who are you talking about?
Not Jehovah, not any religious groups. I'm talking about specifically Hispanics, black and brown people uniting or creating alliances. Or should we just play or should we try to be more diplomatic with white people who say they want to create a difference?
When you talk about justice and justice being blind, the beautiful thing and the not so beautiful thing about racism and white supremacy is the fact that they got some non-discriminatory practices. They will kill your behind if you even look like you got an inkling of black in you. You understand what I'm saying? I got some friends that Latino, Spanish, and from Arabia, from Mecca, from Iran, and some other places that's probably darker than me. So they're not going to stop you and ask for your ID card. Am I right or wrong? So by default, we're going to have to come together. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that's just the reality of it. Plain and simple.
While taking into account that some of those people have become enemies to our people as well.
Exactly.
Are in the black community disrespecting our women and abusing our children and right. Selling our people liquor and pork and whatnot. Some in the name of Islam, some in the name of just getting money, But we have to acknowledge that a lot of those people have also made themselves an enemy to our people.
Right. But I really appreciate your perspective, brother. That was a critical question. I'm going to ponder that one, all right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you for your perspective. Thank you for your call. This is Professor Griff and ZaZa on Enemy Minds Radio. Caller from the 443 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Black Mind, coming from B-More. What's
Peace,
happening?
King.
Peace.
Yeah, peace, Queen, peace, King, yay. I just wanted to say, that all that stuff is ridiculous. The only thing we could do, really, is, like, the better thing, instead of, like, certain things we can't get physical with, so we're going to have to take it to our mental, and people don't like to do that, especially Negroes, okay, ignorant niggas, okay? They don't like to really, like, to that self of themselves like that. So it's really, like, only a few people is going to be able to do this, to, like, really make it through this. You understand what I'm saying? Because the rest of these clowns are going to, they're just going to fall off. And I'm saying they're going to fall off because, they don't know and don't want to know when you try to tell them. I get on the bus to talk to these people, and they don't want to hear that. Then you got them Negroes up there, up on the hill, you understand? And they looking down and knowing what's going on. You're not doing nothing about it. So I'm just saying
Can I ask you something real quick? Do you think...
okay, go ahead, man.
Do you think once it jumps off, do you think that they're going to come down off the hill, off the mountaintop, and have to come down here?
Oh, hell no.
They're not.
No,
okay, you're saying they're not coming.
No, they're smiling right now. Because, literally...
I'm confused.
Because this is... And let me pose this, because this is what's so astounding to me.
Right.
We have all these people who have money, the Jay-Z's, the Beyoncés, the Floyd Mayweathers, the Diddy's, the Oprahs, brothers and sisters who got bank. Crickets. Like, how could you not be saying something right now with the climate that we're living in? Are you saying, brother, that, after everything that you've said, that those people who are living up on the hill are not going to come, are not going to be forced to fall in with our people?
Well, I'll put it this way. Certain ones may are hurt by this. So, yeah, you're going to find, like, not everybody's going to be like this. However, they'll just be the victims. Because at some point, by the time they realize it's too late, they'll be caught before they even get a chance to leave the house. What I'm saying is that the other ones that's looking at this and has been looking at this for years and years, bed rusting, okay, now I'm just giving you that one. Okay, there's many more before and after him to this day. So, at the end of all of this, it's only going to be a handful of people who say, yo, listen, y'all are stupid as shit, and y'all are devils because you're not, you see and know. John Hanson was the first president of the United States, and black man with the black Congress. They all, but they don't talk about that. They want to talk about Barack being the first, and that's not true.
I think we're losing the point, man. If these people on the hill can sit and watch CNN and watch the masses of black people get slaughtered, they're going to be forced to come down off the hill because the massacre is not going to stop there. What's stopping white people from growing up on the hill? I'm just trying to understand what you're saying.
Because, I'll put it this way. They have something called passing through the darkness to get to the light, okay? Now, those individuals like that, they are in there. You understand? I don't want to get too deep into it, but they in there. It doesn't matter. They've already, let's say they took their oath to this since way back in the Declaration.
Bro, we definitely on two different pages.
Okay.
They're not going to leave.
Okay, okay, go ahead.
They're not going to leave these people on the hill. Give me some names of some people that you think they may spare when this stuff go down on a massive scale.
Okay.
Don't worry about
his name. Well, Louis Henry Gates, him. Okay, John Lewis, him.
Gates. Hold on. So you mean to tell me they're going to leave Skip Gates alive because he acts like an Uncle Tom, and you think they're going to leave him alive? Let me tell you something. He tried to break in his own goddamn house and got arrested.
Well, but he'll take that. He didn't say nothing about it. He didn't come out and say, look, man, this is wrong. you guys, whatever. He said nothing. It was.
You know why? Because they
Barack.
quartered him off. They quartered him off to the White House to have a beer in the Rosary Garden with the president.
Right.
Okay, but let me ask a question, brother. Let me ask a question, because I think he brings up a good point. You have a book called The Psychological Covert War on Hip Hop.
Right.
In it, you talk about major hip hop artists who have basically taken an oath and committed themselves to
carrying out
the Illuminati agenda. Right. Doesn't mean they're in the Illuminati.
Right.
But they're carrying out the agenda.
Exactly.
Are you saying that the oath that they've taken with these people, entities, whatever, is not going to protect them?
Right. It's not going to protect them. Look at Michael Jackson.
Okay, but let me ask you this: don't you, or do you feel that they are still going to need to use them in those times against our people the way they do now?
If there's no people left, ZaZa, and the masses of our people are being slaughtered, there's no need for them. And once there's no need for you, they'll get rid of you.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
I understand what you're saying.
Whether you're in the hill, in the damn closet, it don't matter. You understand? Once they have no more use for you, they had no more use for Michael Jackson, so they murdered him.
Well, he tried to leave.
And the rest of these people.
Okay, go ahead. I feel you.
All right.
I just feel like this though, real quick, that those folks, so much so that they would beg to stay or whatever, keep their position. As you can see, what's happening now. These folks are not coming off the hill as they see their people being slaughtered now today. They still up there talking that same crap.
Right.
Down
You're
here
right.
with the flag and chunk. So, I'm looking at it from outside in, and the way that I'm seeing it is they ain't coming with us. That's just period, point blank. Now, whether they live or die doesn't really matter. They won't come down from there. They'll die there, and we'll just I'll put it in survival mode. Other than that, the rest of these idiots, we are going to have to individualize or like take it upon ourselves, within ourselves, to be able to move, circumnavigate through all of this stuff.
We got it, bro. Let me leave you with this. Check out Space Invaders with George Clinton, all right?
Okay.
Space Invaders, where the aliens came down to take everybody with melanin back to space, wherever they went. Space Invaders, all right? We really appreciate your call, all right?
Yeah, Cosby Slot, my man. Yeah, y'all take it easy. Keep up the good work, man.
All right, peace.
Yes.
Right. Monique just sent me a link. Barack Obama to deliver eulogy for slain South Carolina pastor Clementa Pinckney.
Oh, wow.
He's going to deliver the eulogy.
Wish
you could have did that for Mike Brown.
Exactly.
Thank you.
But anyway, caller from the 317 area code. It's from Line.
Hey, how you doing, brother? Peace.
He's either tap dancing or opening up a damn bologna sandwich.
No, he was running back to the phone.
No, it's that old ass damn tuna fish sandwich he's been trying to open all day. Hold on, let's try it again.
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Peace. How are you, man?
Peace, peace, brother Griff. I just basically say, hey, just like Elijah Muhammad been saying for years, might as well separate, man, because we can't cohabitate with these people, man. They gonna steady murder us. They gonna systematically enslave us. I mean, what else can we do?
Brother, what does that mean to separate? If we all said, all right, let's do this today, right now, let's make it happen. What does separation mean to you?
Quit forming our own businesses, having our own political system, having our own militias.
Brother, Elijah Muhammad said we need 8 to 10 states that we can call our own, right? You don't think?
Say that again one more time.
That's the basics to economic freedom. Do you think we should start there before we start talking about owning a bakery?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right.
Well, I'll even go one further because everybody says that.
Right.
Everybody says we need land. Yeah. Everybody says we need schools. We need our own hospitals. We need our own banks. That's like down the hill around the corner, once I get my degree and, I pay my mortgage off and, I'm talking about right now today, where you are right now, starting tomorrow. If you develop that concept in your mind, we need to separate. What moves could you make in your life right now from a position of separation?
Well, right now I've got my own lawn care company going, so, my own business. What you say?
I said right on.
And you know, that's just a start for me, trying to encourage other brothers to go ahead and do it. And you know, I know. What was y'all saying? I'm sorry, my cell phone.
Big you up.
No, we bigging you up, man. That's beautiful. You have to start somewhere. Reference point.
Yep.
And like I said, it's basically trying to encourage my own brothers and sisters to go ahead and do it, to quit being trapped up in their system and quit killing each other off of colors. You know what I'm saying? Because we all in the same color, you know. And that's my start right now.
Okay. We really appreciate your perspective. Really appreciate you.
Definitely appreciate that.
Got it going on, man. Got your own aluminum foil service. Hold on. What did they say?
Lawn care.
Oh, the lawn care, sir. I'm sorry.
Aluminum foil?
Caller from the 201 area code. It's Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. What's on your mind? Come on. 201, New Jersey. What's good? Popping. Caller from the 414. It sounds like Milwaukee somewhere.
Yep, that's Milwaukee.
For real. Caller from the 414 area code. Pete, this is Professor Griff and ZaZa Ali. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Is that me?
Yeah, man, I think that's you.
Oh, okay. I'm calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and I'm just tired of this coonery that's been going on in the media, in the black homes of America. It's just ridiculous how soft people are.
That's right.
I feel alone because I feel like the elders in our community don't allow the warriors to actually do what they need to do, which is protect us.
Say that again, sister. Say that one more time. Same way I
think that if the nonviolent movement, let's say we have a couple of people that want to converse and try to handle things like adults, we let them do their thing, but as soon as the goons want to come out, you know, let them do what they need to do. But we have people so stuck on Martin Luther King's movement. No disrespect to his movement, but the Black Panthers were created for a reason. If we think logically and we look at ourselves through our own eyes and not through our oppressor's eyes, we can see our strength.
That's
wow,
right.
That's beautiful. I liked it. What do you think about the sister
Queen.
on CNN that was calling Don Lemon Uncle Tom?
Oh, I was excited because I'm like, somebody else feels the same way. I sit in the most segregated city in the country, and
Atlanta?
Partially, I'm afraid. You got people walking in churches, killing people, and then my mom is telling me that I'm going too far by telling people to arm themselves. This man shot elders. He did not care. You know how evil you have to be to sit in a church with somebody and to plot to kill them?
An hour?
But these are the same people whose ancestors were pedophiles, who were rapists, who killed people. So I don't think people really take into consideration the type of people we're dealing with. So if we could get to the reality of who we're dealing with, we could figure out how to deal with them in the best way that will benefit us.
That's why we call this show Enemy Minds Radio, because we are exposing the enemy's mind.
Right.
Great points, Queen.
We really appreciate you. Right. Thank you for calling, sister. She hit it right on the
head.
head.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Yes, ma'am. Peace, Queen. The Black Panther Party was born out of Oakland, California, to fight police brutality. That's right.
It's critical.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm sorry. 562. Hold on for a second. Yes.
Because he made a good point about NWA. The timing of that movie now?
Yes.
Don't you think that's critical?
That's very critical. Now he was on point with that, man.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to further exacerbate the tensions, and a lot of black people are going to get amped and hyped. Some people may go back to wearing goddamn jerry curls.
I hope not.
But the movie is strategic.
It's strategically coming out now for a reason. That is not a mistake or coincidence.
Exactly. So I'm trying to cram in a couple of more callers. Y'all got to be real quick. Whoa, did I see 832? Now, that's rare.
That's Houston.
I know. Caller from the 832 area code. What's good?
Is that me?
Yeah. What's going on?
You got
a lot going on in the background.
These kids. Yeah, you know, soldiers out here, we got a lot going on. You know, I had to come touch base with y'all real quick. I just wanted, kids out there to try to, battle a lot of what's going on. I know I had a while back on that with let's address and try to solve, because it's that mentality which is what keeps us from wanting to fight back. Growing up Baptist myself, that's all that I was taught was that, just wait on Jesus. So that mentality is made, that got that laziness going on in black folks wanting to wait on somebody rather than doing it themselves.
Right.
Once we tackle that, then we can get that mentality.
You mentioned the wait on Jesus mentality. What is your perspective watching our people on television exposed to the world talking about forgiving this dude and, talking about praying and loving your enemies as a response to a mass murder taking place inside of a black church?
Let me just say, me personally, it's really discouraging. It's really discouraging because I believe in spirituality. I believe in reincarnation. So I'm not even afraid of death. So I would give my life to something I believe in because I believe I just come back, stronger. So it's really disheartening to see a lot of black folks not wanting to stand up for themselves and just seeing what they see to be wrong and then just be like, I'm going to wait, on this character that they ain't never seen and really experience evidence in other than spirituality that they already have within themselves, just driving to want to achieve. So, it's really disheartening to just see that. But, so
right.
just like yourselves and, us out there, we're going to make it happen. So I don't really stress about it.
All right, good brother.
All right, peace, King.
Peace.
H-Town.
Right, caller from the 252 area code. We got to make it quick. This is Enemy Minds Radio. What's good?
Hey, this is Fatima calling from Washington. I was doing some research basically in the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and we are a $1 trillion industry in reference to the amount of money that we put into this economy. I wanted to find out what the leaks were that where we as a people, black people, how we are spending our money and why we can't direct this towards the fight, the battle, the struggle. We spend our money on, and we can't help this because, it's been controlled by the society in terms of white racism. We spend both of our money on rent, cars, insurance, electricity, and a lot of clothing. Okay, now we don't spend our money on books and we don't spend our money on education until we can look at these statistics, until we can look at, how can we hit them in the pocket economically. Economically, that's the only thing they understand. Yeah, we got to arm ourselves, and I agree with that 100% because I'm ready. I'm on the front line. I'll be willing to take the bullet, the first one. I believe in that 100%. But in the rest of you that's behind me, do it economically. What happened to, when everything happened?
Okay, but sister, hold on a second. Did not Tulsa, Oklahoma arm themselves economically and was thriving? What happened in that situation? Yes, if we can point to that, because right now, if we had thriving businesses and we had our financial economic stuff together right now, would that stop a shooting in a church of 9 black people?
And I agree with you 100%. That's the reason why I said I will be on the front line ready to take the first bullet. I agree with you 100% that we should be on the front line armed, ready with the nation and whoever else. I agree 100%. And in the background, we should also be dealing with nothing in terms of economics. I was in Philadelphia when they dropped the bomb on Move in the houses. The whole city just shut down. Everybody was in shock. Nothing happened after Move. It was a shocking situation.
Let me respond to you real quick, and thank you so much, Queen, for your call. We definitely appreciate your perspective.
Okay,
peace, Queen, and for dropping that information on us. It's actually the last number was $1.3 trillion that we spend annually, and I would say, I was asking a brother about what does that mean in real time separation. I think for me that means, people say don't shop at Walmart, don't shop at Target. Well, where are people going to get their paper towels and their tissue from?
Right.
Where are people going to buy tennis socks and T-shirts?
Sanitary napkins and condoms. Right.
Exactly. So that's the mindset that we have to start developing. Where are the black stores in your community or online that you can purchase sanitary napkins from, that you can get tissue from, that you can get paper towels from? We have the internet now, so even if you're in, butt scratch Alabama, as Griff would say, you can purchase from a black-owned business and have your product shipped to you. You might pay more, but that's what revolution is about. That's what economic freedom is about. So I say when you buy your car from a black dealership or at least from a black car salesman. When you go into those stores where they're getting commission for whatever you purchase, look for your people. When you buy the things, we all have a list of things that we have to have every month. You buy incense, you buy tissue, you buy ice cream, whatever it is. Find those black businesses that you can spend that money that you always buy anyway that you can spend that money with. Because people keep saying boycott these stores,
right?
But people still got to live.
Right.
Can you boycott gasoline right now?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So where's the black-owned gas stations? That's the perspective when we talk about separation, separating right now, meaning when you go to restaurants where you go eat, they need to be black-owned.
Right,
We're not saying stop going out to eat. Find the black-owned restaurants.
Right. That's beautifully said. And thank you for your call, sister. I really appreciate you.
Yep.
We got to close
Great
this one out.
information,
We got to
too.
close this one out, Mrs. ZaZa Ali.
Yeah.
So, you got any announcements? I'm going to ask you that.
I do have, let's see, Dallas this weekend.
Yep.
Saturday we're going to be at Doc's Bookstore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the address. Do you?
Nope, but they can hit up Doc's Bookstore in Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay. Or you can call Griff, 678-557-2919. Sunday, June 28th, we're going to be at the Pan-African Connection Bookstore. That's at 828 4th Avenue. You can call the bookstore directly at 214-943-8262. We're going to start at 1 o'clock sharp, and we're definitely going to be looking for the family out in Dallas. We definitely got to deal with the situation in McKinney, as well as some other things going on in Dallas, Texas. So make sure you come out and show your love and support.
All right. The information for Fort Worth is Saturday, June 27th at 4 p.m. at the Doc's Bookstore. All right. The number to call is 817-457-5700. That's 817-457-5700. That's 6637 Meadowbrook Drive, Fort Worth, Texas. All right, that's Saturday, June 27th at 4 o'clock. Myself and ZaZa Ali. And also in July, starting July 12th, pardon me, NMEMINDZ, Eat, Drink, and Be Conscious, and Helpful Essence presents the Conscious Marketplace. All right, that's every Sunday starting July 12th. The number to call is 404-806-0830. All poets, MCs, rappers, singers, dancers, DJs, calling on all vendors, all right, all martial artists, all right, Kung Fu, Capoeira, Tai Chi, Wing Chun, whatever you practice and study, come on out. We're going to set up some tents, some mats, some whatever, and we're just going to break bread and make it happen at the Helpful Essence on the west side in the, of the ATL.
July 5th, that's a Saturday, right?
July 5th is a Sunday.
Sunday, all right. We're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina.
My man, John Trey.
Peace to the God, John Trey, at the Double Oaks Elementary School. That's at 1326 Prince Hall Avenue in Charlotte. Doors open at 3 o'clock. No CPT. And it's on the flyer. No CPT. Children are free, okay. All right? Double Oaks Elementary, 1326 Prince Hall Avenue. The phone number didn't come up on this flyer, so I'm going to post this on Facebook. And if you have any questions, give Griff a call, 678-557-2919. And make sure you check us out with Brother Rich. I don't know what we're going to be talking about yet, but...
Yeah. I think we have to dive into this and kind of unravel this subject with Brother Rich tomorrow night. We can't let it go.
Okay.
You understand? So we appreciate all of the callers. We didn't get a chance to get to everyone, but we love, respect, and we honor y'all for taking your time out on every Tuesday and Thursday to be with us, because you could be doing something else. All right, study The Manchurian Candidate. Watch the movie, not the one with Denzel, the black and white one. I mean, if you have the one with Denzel, cool. I'm not hating, but I'm saying you got to watch the black and white one that they did, The Manchurian Candidate. Study the movie Eraser. Shout out to Darren Muhammad. Go study the movie Eraser and how they change their identities and all this other kind of madness. You got a quote that you want to leave us with?
Yep. Baba Dick Gregory said the most difficult thing to get people to do is accept the obvious. The most difficult thing to get people to do is to accept the obvious. That's what's happening right now. That's what all the brothers and sisters who call in and say they've been talking to their family and they're not listening, they can't accept the obvious, which is true.
Right, exactly. And I want to leave you all with this quote. Niggas are scared of revolution.
Niggas are scared of revolution. But niggas shouldn't be scared of revolution. All niggas. Because revolution is nothing but change. And all niggas do is change. Niggas come in for work and change into pimping clothes. They hit the streets to make some quick change. Niggas change their hair from black to red to blonde. And hope like hell their lips will change. Niggas kill other niggas just because one didn't receive the correct change. Niggas change from men to women, from women to men. Niggas change. You hear niggas say, things are changing, things are changing. Yeah, nigga thing. Black nigga thing that go through all kinds of changes. The change in the day that makes you rant and rave. Black power, and the change that comes over them at night as they sigh and moan. Right side, right side. Niggas always going through bullshit change, but when it comes for real change, niggas are scared of revolution.
The injustice that has been inflicted upon Negroes in this country by Uncle Sam is criminal.
Niggas are actors. Niggas are actors.